let me ask you a question. You've loaded up your charts, GPUSD, and you see this. Are you going to buy this currency pair because it's in an uptrend and that's the right thing you should do? Or are you going to sell it because it's been in an uptrend for quite a while? It's got to come down eventually, so I'm looking for sells. Are you going to take a buy or are you going to take a sell? Now, it's a very fascinating question because everyone's going to have different opinions. People are going to sell here and people are going to buy here. Now, let me just take you to the charts. I want to show you something very, very simple. And even though it sounds simple, when you actually implement this on the charts, it's not. And let me explain to you what I'm talking about. So we got Bob here, okay? And Bob is a trader like you and me, and he wants to make some money in trading. So let's just focus on, let's just say that this is Euro USD, and Euro USD goes up like this here. It pulls back like there. It creates a new high, and it pulls back like there. What do you think the next move is now? Just keep it simple. What do you think the next move is on Euro USD? Exactly up. So what happens then is this starts coming up like this here. And then you're in a trade. So bear in mind, you're in a trade now. And then all of a sudden, Euro USD starts slowing down. Okay? And the trade that you're in have just been took out. So you've just took a buy on Euro USD because it's with the trend. And that's the right thing you should do. You should buy with the trend. But you've took a trade. Let me make this a different color so you can see. So you've took a trade just here. And price has reversed on you. Okay? Price comes all the, I'll make this a different color now, and Euro USD comes all the way down to this area here, the previous support line. And you decide, you know what, I took a buy here and it didn't work. I got took out, I lost the trade, but you know what, price has come back down to this support line. I'm going to buy again because this is the right thing to do. I'm going to buy with the trend because that's what you should do. Trend is your friend. So again, you take another buy just here. I'll make that red. So this is just your stop loss. The red bit is your stop loss. So you decide, you know what, let's take another buy, and you take a buy, and what happens? It reverses on you again. So this is a second trade that you've lost, and you've gone, right, what am I doing wrong? I'm buying with the trend. It's not working. I've lost 2 of my trades now. I know what I can see. It's a downtrend. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to sell Euro USD because that's the right thing you want to do. I bought it. It didn't work. So now I'm going to sell Euro USD. So Euro USD comes back up to your support line or back up to your resistance line because that's the right thing you should do. You want to wait for the pullback and then enter with the trend. So you now decide, yeah, I'm going to get into a trade with the trend. You take a sell here. This is your stop loss, by the way. And price starts coming down into your favor. Let's make this a different color. Starts coming down into your favor like this. And you're getting all excited. It's like, yes, I've lost the last 2 trades. This one is surely going to be a winner because I'm going with the trend now. And then what happens? Boom. Takes you out. Just shoots off in the air. And you sit there and go, what has just happened? I've took buys with the trend. It didn't work. I took sells with the trend. It didn't work. Now you're sitting here absolutely frustrated and you believe that there's some inner conspiracy right now that the market's got something against you. You know, that there's an institutional, something's happening on an institutional level and it's taking me out. And then you go off and learn something out. Now, what's actually happening here is basic support and resistance and structure. And even though it sounds very simple, it's very hard to actually see it and implement it on the charts. A lot of people believe they grasp this skill set, but they actually don't. And it's one of these skill sets that makes you fail in trading. There's 2 mistakes that's happening here. First of all, you're entering the market too late. The trend's already happened. Okay, you've already got this big move here. And you're entering right at the top. That's your first mistake. And then you decide, you know what, I'm going to sell. And then what happens here is you're selling here. So you sell here. The move down's already happened. You're already too late. So that's the first mistake you're making. You're entering too late. And the second mistake is you're on the wrong side of the market. Totally. When you believe it's a buy, it's a sell. And when you believe it's a sell, it's a buy. Okay, it's not an institutional conspiracy theory taking retail traders out. It's just knowledge. You just haven't built up the knowledge. Now let me show you these exact examples that happen every single day in the charts. They happen every single day. And what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at Euro USD. Let me rephrase that. USD JPY. Okay, so this is the daily time frame. Now on the daily time frame, this is where all the big traders are trading. So all the big traders that move currency pairs, they're looking at these time frames, okay? And they're holding trades for weeks, sometimes even months, okay? They're long-term trades. They're swing traders. And their idea is to ride the trend like this here. And they do that off the higher time frames, like the daily. If you go down to the lower time frames, so like the 1 hour, 30, 15, 5, and 1 minute, they're called intraday time frames. These are the time frames that you would intratrade off. So scalping, if you're in trades for a couple of minutes, maybe an hour, a few hours tops, you would trade the intraday time frames. Okay. Now let's just focus on this move here. On the daily time frame, we can see, I just want to focus on this point here. At this point here, okay, we've broken new highs like there. And how do we know we've broken new highs? Is because if we look left, you can see that this area here is higher than this area here. So looking left, you can see that we've broken new highs. And what's actually happened is price has pulled up and pulled down to this level like this here and rode off it like this here. Now, even though this looks very simple on the daily time frame, a nice little break and retouch like this here, as you can see here, they've got this support, we've got this resistance, we've got this resistance, we've got this resistance. It's very simple on the daily time frame. But let's have a look at this same example on the 30-minute time frame. Let's go over to the 30-minute time frame now. Okay, and let's find that exact example now on the 30-minute time frame. These are the intraday time frames, the time frames where you would look to hold trades for long periods of time. So let me try and find you here we go. Here, let's just let's take this over to the 5 minutes. Let's take it over to the 5 minutes. I'm trying to find you that exact example. So where's that area here? Trying to find it. Oh, as you can see here, I've got to go quite a lot back. Let me... Okay, so this is the 15-minute time frame on the exact same currency pair. And this is that daily support line here. Now, going over what I just showed you on the whiteboard, watch this, okay? How many of you lot have done this? So uptrend like this here, pull back. Well, this is a good little buy off that support line. So that's great. Okay. Price comes up, pulls down like that there. Again, another nice little potential buy off a support line. Price rockets up as well. Now, what you see is this big move here. Now, going back to the very first question that I asked, when you see this now, are you going to buy because it's an uptrend, or are you going to sell because it's been an uptrend, it's going to come down eventually? Now, what you do is if you're a buyer, is you would take you got this nice area, this nice little break and retouch here, and you decide, yes, this is exactly what I'm about to do. It's in an uptrend because look at that big momentum. Price has pulled back like this here, pulled back to this support line, and this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to buy now. I'm going to ride with the trend because that's what you're going to do. And you probably set a stop loss, I don't know, way up here somewhere, you know, which is a nice little area. Don't get me wrong. Okay, it's a nice little target area. What happens is you take the trade like this here, and then what happens? Price is doing nothing. Starts going sideways. Starts going sideways. Starts going sideways. Drops. Stops you out. You're sitting there now going, something's gone wrong. What's happening? Okay, so let's have a look at the charts. So you go, look, it's a downtrend. It's a downtrend. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wait to see what happens. Okay, so nice bit of resistance here. A lot of traders would sell there. Nice little break and retouch to the downside, and a lot of little traders would sell there. This is where I would sell. Okay, price comes down like this here, and you're thinking, uh-oh, I need to get into a trade now. It's now a downtrend. I need to get into a trade. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for price to pull back. I'm going to wait for price to pull back. Okay, here we go. Here, price is pulling back now. Okay, hold on. Price is still going sideways. Here we go, here. Okay, so we've now got my nice little pullback area here. Okay, so we've got this nice little break and retouch just here. Support, 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 support. Or let me rephrase that. Resistance, resistance, resistance. I always get that confused. So resistance, resistance, resistance. Okay, and you decide at this point now, that is it. That is it. I'm going to sell with the trend because that's what I'm going to do. You start selling here. You start selling here. And then what happens? Oh, boom. Rocket straight up. Literally straight up. So you're in the middle of a sell here. And yeah, okay, you might have got a few pips out of it. And then boom. Price rockets up like this here. Now, why did this happen? Because what you didn't do is look at the big overall trend. The overall trend on USD JPY is an uptrend. It's been in an uptrend for quite a while. It's came up. It's pulled back. It's gone 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 up. And what you failed to do is see this big move on the bigger time frame. What you've gone and done is gone over to the 5-minute time frame and you've tried to find some kind of structure off the lower time frames and failing to actually look at the bigger picture. Let me show you an example now with Euro USD and the Mogwai strategy. Okay, now as you can see, if we just focus on the 5-minute time frame on Euro USD with the Mogwai strategy, okay, what we've done here is we have created a new high just here. So let me just mark it up like this here. We've got this new high like that there. We've got previous high there. And what you lot are probably thinking right now is, look at the bands. Bands are facing up. Look at the big engulfing candles. This is a trade that's against the trend, Jamie. I'm not going to take this trade because looking at everything on the 5-minute time frame, it's telling me that this Mogwai signal is against the trend. But what you're failing to actually see is the bigger picture on the higher time frame. If you look at the 1 hour now, look what I can see on the 1 hour. I can see a lower low, another lower low, a low like this here. Okay, we had this initial sell-off here. So since we had that initial sell-off, prices come down, pulled back, come down, pulled back, come down, pulled up. And what we've done is we've pulled up straight into this resistance there at the top. Okay, and going over what I said in the previous video about support and resistance is this resistance has value. You can see, right? I don't have to go back to 1950 to see the support line. We can see the support line, resistance line. We can see the resistance line here. Okay, nice little support there. So we can see it. So going back over to the 5 minutes now, you start to make sense what is happening. What is happening is that we're actually at the 1 hour resistance. So everybody that is looking to buy here or looking for a potential pullback to buy, I'm in the middle of a sell. So what happens here, if I just bring up my charts, we'll risk 1% and we'll wait for price to close below that TCA line. So just here. So what a lot of traders would do here is, this is what you would do, is you would go, well, that trade's against the trend because it's created new highs. Look at the bands they're facing up. So me is going to take it. So I'm going to take a sell here. So I'm going to put a 40 pip stop loss and we'll put, I don't know, an 80 pip take profit. So there you go there, 1 to 2. So just nice little 1 to 2 with the trend. Okay, now what you would do is you would go, okay, well, I'm not going to take this trade because that's with the trend. Right, so what I would want to do, or what you would want to do, is wait for price to come down here and then buy. That's what you would want to do. So as price comes down like this here, you're thinking, okay, well, look, I'm going to buy off this support line. That's what I'm going to do because that's what everyone should do. It's an uptrend, you can see, and price is pulled back to this support line, so I'm going to buy. So price pulls up a bit and you think, yes, I'm in a trade now. I'm in a trade. Yes, I've made some pips. Let's go buy a Lamborghini. And then what happens is, uh-oh, Price pulls up a bit. Oh no, price is going to come down. Price is coming down. It's stopping me out. And I'd probably just, literally just about to cut to my take profit. There we go there. And a lot of traders are now thinking, what has just happened? It was literally an uptrend half an hour ago. And I've literally sold it right at the top. I mean, what have I done? I've sold it right at the top. And what you failed to do was just look at the bigger picture. Just look at the bigger picture. And all along, you see these moves down. Now, we didn't actually get a signal off the 5-minute time frame. But look at all these signals on the 1 hour time frame on Euro USD. Okay, just going to mark it up like this here. Look at this nice little example just here. So we had that little sell-off here. Notice how we created a new low. Notice how we pulled back and then drive the price down. This is another potential to sell just there. Right there. Because it's a nice little break and retouch. Now, the problem is with this move here is it's just happened. I've just made a hell of a lot of money on it. You're thinking now, well, it's a downtrend. So I'm going to sell now. I'm going to wait for price to pull back and I'm going to sell too. And what happens is you start selling. And unfortunately, we had a nice little sell. You might have caught this nice little break and retouch again here. But let's say you start selling here. Eventually, price goes sideways like this here and stops you out. And you're thinking, what have I done? Nothing's working for me. I'm selling with the trend. I'm buying with the trend. Nothing's working. And what you're doing is entering too late. You're failing to get into trends early. So what I want you to do is take from this video is first of all, look at the bigger picture. What is happening on the higher time frames? Is it a pullback with the trend? Is it a downtrend? Is it an uptrend? Then go down to the lower time frames and look for entry points around that level. You know, it's quite simple. Right, it really is quite simple. Let's just focus on this point just here. Okay, I'm just going to mark it up like this here. Just focus on this point just here. So what we can see from here is, well, it's a downtrend. We can see that. We can see by looking at the size of this engulfing candle, it's gone straight through this support line. Price has created a new low, as you can see right here. This is a new low. Price pulls back like this here. And then, boom, we came straight back up to previous resistance and we sell. Now, the big problem with this, let me just see if I can take it back to this point here. Let me see if I can take it back. Let me pause it. Okay, so let me just change there we go there. So I've wound it back to exactly this point. Hold on, let me go to the 1 hour. This point here. So look at this point here. Look at this point here. See that? See how price has done a nice little break and retouch? Simple. It's just simple support and resistance. It's just simple structure. It's just a break and retouch with the trend because it's a downtrend, right? But on the 5-minute time frame, what you're failing to see is that you're on the 5-minute time frame and you're seeing this. Okay, look, it's a downtrend. Now price is going sideways and it's going into an uptrend. So what I'm going to do is off the 5-minute time frame is I'm going to buy with the trend because that's the right thing to do. I'm going to take this nice little buy here because what this is a nice little break and retouch to the upside. If you look left here, we got previous structure. So what you're doing is thinking, okay, I'm going to buy it because that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to buy it with the trend. And what happens is you lose the trade. There you go. It goes up for a bit and then stops you out. And then what you've done is the complete opposite that what actually is happening. And what actually is happening is this break and retouch on the 1 hour time frame. Now it's funny because now price comes back down to this support line here and you're now thinking I'm going to sell because now this is the right thing to do. But what you're failing to understand is that the move's already happened. The move's already happened, right? So you're going to try and sell here and I guarantee price is just going to go up. Price will literally just go up. You're entering too late. You're either doing two things. You're either entering too late when the move's already happened, or you're just seeing the complete opposite, that what actually is happening. Now, I hope that video, or hope this video, was a light switched on moment for you. I hope you got something from it, okay? Because this is a big problem that a lot of traders just can't do. You know, they understand support, resistance, and structure, but actually putting it on your charts at the same time is a very, very hard thing to do. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. My name is Jamie Palmer. If you have any questions, drop me an email, thebinarydestroyer@gmail.com.